Hi, plant buddies. Today I am unboxing a plant from PitasPlanters in Dallas, Texas. They do Instagram live sales usually every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time. And it's pretty cold here in Minnesota, and I actually kind of claimed this plant by accident on the sale last week. And then I checked the weather and was kind of concerned. I've never ordered a plant in winter before, and we've had pretty low temperatures this week. With today being the exception, we've been in like the 20s for the highs, and we had some mornings that were negative degrees out. So I'm a little bit nervous about this, but let's take a look and see if the heat pack worked. So, so I usually try to come home and grab my plants off the front steps on my lunch break from work. And we were so busy at work today that I totally forgot I even had a package coming. And fortunately, UPS was running late, and so this did not have to sit on the front steps for any amount of time. And it does have the protective heat packaging. So there's this like silvery bubble paper that's supposed to help kind of insulate it. And it does also have a heat pack down in there. So hoping for the best here. Yeah, I've never ordered a plant in winter, and I was gonna put the code for this into the chat so I could just take a screenshot of it on my phone in case I wanted to buy it, and then I accidentally just hit enter instead of doing a screenshot. Um, and then I was like, well, I do really want this plant. Um, so I just decided, well, I'm going to get it. But let's see here. Trying to kind of tell. Does the container, the pot down in the bottom there, does feel a little bit cool to the touch. Um, this obviously was like on a UPS truck all day, and I don't know how warm it is in the back of those trucks. Um, so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous, and I know sometimes if plants get like cold damage, you might not be able to tell for a few days. So if this is looking good at the moment here, I'm still going to be nervous for a couple days to kind of see if any if any cold damage develops. But now that we got the plant out of the box, I guess we don't need this box anymore. And let's take a look at the plant here. Very good packaging as always. Again, the only thing I was kind of worried about was just our temperatures here. Obviously, it's a lot warmer in Texas than it is up here. So I'm more so worried about the part of the trip when it made it up into the Midwest here. So this will kind of be the test as far as if I'm allowed to order plants in winter. I really don't need any more plants right now. I'm already kind of struggling with space with putting up the Christmas tree and everything. And my dining room is just a mess of plants on the floor right now. I did almost forget to check for any writing on the package. It's got my Instagram name, and it looks like it was packaged this time by Aubrey. Ooh. a little bit nervous. Do see a couple leaves that are pretty limp here. Kind of feeling them to see. I don't feel super cold. Like the pot itself feels a little bit on the cold side, which is making me nervous, but I don't know. Like being that it feels like the soil is probably not super duper dry. I don't think these are limp from being too dry. I want to kind of take a look at let's see. I want to kind of take a look at the top of the soil itself and see how warm or cold to the touch that feels, I think. Usually I don't go through the whole part of taking off like the protective layer here in my unboxing videos, but yeah, I'm just kind of curious to give a report on how that soil feels or looks down under there. Hoping it doesn't feel super cold to the touch. And again, I think these couple of outer leaves here that are wilted, I think are probably from getting a little bit cold. But as long as the root system is looking good, that's kind of the main thing. But and again, the leaves themselves don't feel super cold to the touch like the pot itself kind of does, so that's, I guess, a good sign, I think. Yeah, the soil is definitely a little bit moist. Not like super moist, which is a good thing, I think, as far as for the cold. Yeah, it does feel a little bit cool to the touch. I mean, as long as the roots are intact, that's really all that is super important. Like even if a couple of leaves may have gotten a little bit of cold damage here. Again, if I would have known how bad our temperatures were going to be this week, I probably wouldn't have ordered this, but let's see. I don't know if I really want to disturb the roots by pulling it out of the pot. I should have mentioned the name of this, I have no idea if I'm going to pronounce this correctly, but this is an Aglaonema, and I think it's pronounced Suanfumi, I think. I believe this is also the same as what a lot of people call an Aglaonema airport. And I think basically what that is kind of a of variegated version of the Aglaonema. Gosh, name is escaping me at the moment here. Silver Bay. I think this is kind of a variegated version of the Silver Bay. I'm fairly certain, or one of those green Aglaonemas with the silver variegation. But and then I think I will go ahead and cut off probably both of these leaves that are looking kind of deflated here. I don't know, everything else looks pretty good. Again, the soil does feel a little bit cool to the touch, but And then I'm pretty certain this is, again, that this is cold damage, but you can see these leaves are just really limp. So I think that is from the cold. So this probably did get a little bit cold. It's really too bad too, because this leaf had some really cool variegation on it. But yeah, I think the rest of the leaves look pretty intact here, so that is a good sign. Again, I'm gonna probably have to kind of keep an eye on this for a couple of days. Sometimes cold damage doesn't really show itself right away. Like the leaves can look fine, and then over like a couple day period, they might kind of start to like get wilty or like almost melt in a way. But yeah, it is really pretty though. They're the best angle right there. Ooh, it has another really variegated leaf down in there. Yeah, that is pretty. So yeah, wish me luck that this continues to do well. I'll try to give an update probably in a later on video, but so far so good. Just lost a couple leaves there. That looks like they may have gotten cold while the plant was with UPS. So still kind of debating if I should try to take this out of the planter and look at the roots or not. I wasn't really planning to do anything this messy in this particular spot of the house here, but normally I really would not disturb the roots of a plant that just shipped, but I really do kind of want to take a look and just make sure that those look okay. Not a great spot to do this. Try to kind of do it over this cardboard here, maybe. Hmm. Yeah, I can definitely see a couple healthy looking roots. Again, they are a little bit chilly. You know what I might do is actually go ahead and repot this right away. I'm kind of nervous that might not be a great idea. It might be the best idea, to be honest. Yeah, I do see a couple of roots that look a little bit soft down in there. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I was talking to a friend on Instagram and SD Plant Guy, and he lives in South Dakota, and he was mentioning that he orders plants in winter. Yeah, I can definitely see some kind of shriveled roots here, which is worrying me a little bit, because that is probably from the cold. And then I definitely see some that look very intact, though. So, ooh, in fact, there's another really nice white one right there. Yeah, I think this might end up being my only attempt to try to order a plant during winter. Again, it's kind of a little bit of an accident that I did, and then I just was like, well, I do really want it, so this might be a good chance to kind of show the difference between like a healthy and a non-healthy Aglaonema root. Again, I really think this is all just from its time with UPS that it got a little bit cold, and it probably did not really like that, but oh. But yeah, I'll see if I can get a little bit closer up here. So you'll see the kind of limp-looking root in the front there. I'm making such a mess here. This is a not healthy root. Like this root is dead right here, and they get kind of shrivelly, like they just shrivel right up like that. Versus these are the healthy roots back here. They're nice and plump and white. And I do see a lot of white roots in there. I see some that maybe kind of died from the cold in there too, but so I think what I am going to do, and yeah, that soggy one just like breaks right off like that. I think what I'm going to do is actually just clean all the soil off this and probably pot it up into one of my clear pots with my chunky soil mix that I normally plant these in. And that might be kind of my best bet, I think. But oh, there's a really variegated leaf facing towards the camera. So yeah, I think that is what I'm going to do. And again, I'll kind of give you an update in the future and let you know if this guy hopefully pulled through. Um, I think it's probably a fairly hardy Aglaonema, especially being that I think it kind of might be just a variegated version of like a silver bay, so or one of those other similar ones. But ooh, yeah, I'm making a big mess here. So yeah, I think again that's probably what I'm gonna do. Oh, I do see some more healthy roots where that big chunk of soil just plopped off, so that is a good sign. The plant itself is looking pretty good, the leaves, other than just those two that look like they got too cold. So I definitely think that ordering plants in the winter can be a risk if you're having them shipped and you live in a cold climate like I unfortunately do. But again, that is the Aglaonema Suan Fumi, also I believe called the Aglaonema Airport. And again, kind of a variegated version of the Aglaonema Silver Bay is I'm pretty certain is what this is. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll show those. There's a nice big section of roots on that side that are all healthy and white. So I think I will kind of stop the video here just so I can kind of tend to this and get it potted up and cleaned up and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Also subscribe for more planty content. All right, guys, I am back with the Aglaonema Suan Fumi, um, which I think I shall furthermore refer to as the Aglaonema Airport because that is a lot easier to say. But I consulted with my friend Richie over at the YouTube channel Growfolds. We are both very big Aglaonema fans, and we both kind of agreed that it would probably be best to just go ahead and get this plant potted up versus letting it sit in water for a couple of days to try to observe the roots. Just because Aglaonema don't like too much water, so it's honestly going to probably rebound a lot better just getting potted up right away. So I did bump it down into like a 5-inch clear pot, and I tried to kind of keep spots where the roots were near the edges, like if you can see right there. And of course the light wants to reflect off of that, but like right there. Well, there was some spots further down, kind of right there. And then if I can tilt this far enough without spilling it, there's a big spot where I can see them right there. So even though it is potted up, I did use one of these clear pots, which are my favorite nursery pots to use. And so I'll still be able to kind of keep an eye on those roots. He did remind me, which was a good tip, Definitely while it's kind of recuperating, make sure not to give it too much water. And my chunky soil mix that I make myself, it does have a little bit of moisture in it because the first step of making that is using one of those cocoa coir bricks, where you kind of rehydrate that. And so it does have a little bit of moisture to it. So I think I'm going to actually probably wait like 2 or 3 days, kind of keep an eye on this before I actually go ahead and give it any water, I think, at this point. So um, I did also want to mention, I don't think this has anything to do with like the seller, PitasPlanters. They shipped it as usual and they packaged it as usual and added the heat pack that I requested. But it is just a risk. Um, Again, in my part of the country where we have the cold weather, to order plants in winter. So I guess this will kind of be my experiment. Um, I am a little bit overwhelmed in plants right now because I had to move some things to put up the Christmas tree behind me here. So my dining room floor is full of plants, and I really honestly need to probably not purchase any more plants the remainder of 2025 anyway. So that shouldn't be a problem to not allow myself to purchase some plants for a while. So, um, speaking of PitasPlanters, I did also want to mention the owner, Pita, has a channel here on YouTube. Just at PitasPlanters is the name of it. And she makes a lot of really interesting, uh, what's the word? She makes a lot of educational plant videos on there with different topics. So definitely check out her channel if you get a chance to do so. But yeah, I think my Aglaonema airport here should do just fine. It again is a variegated Aglaonema, but it is without that variegation, it basically would be a very green Aglaonema versus like the brightly colored ones. So those are a little bit more hardy than some of the more colorful Aglaonema. So I'm pretty confident that this plant will do just fine and kind of rebound from its cold shipping to me. But um, so yeah, again, I'll still try to give you an update in a future video as to how this is doing, but I'm pretty confident it's going to do just fine. So, but if you liked this video today, please don't forget to hit that like button. And I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel for some more planty content. And if you have Instagram, feel free to give me a follow there as well. Same username as here on YouTube. So it's planty_buds. And I try to post a photo on there pretty much every day if I get a chance to. So, but yeah, that should be it for today. And I'll see you guys next time with another planty video. Bye.